Hello everyone, Professor Carla speaking. Welcome back to my channel. Today I decided to bring to you a book that was introduced to me by a former student, Mateus Torres, when he was writing his thesis, his master thesis. And we discussed a lot, read the stories, and they were short stories actually. And the other day, looking at my books, I came to it, I came across, and then I saw it, and I felt like reading it again. So good it is. And then today, I decided to share that with you. I am talking about Sylvia Plath, okay? The poet, very known as a poet, the American poet Sylvia Plath. But this book, Johnny Panic and the Bible of Dreams, is a collection of short stories. So it's Sylvia's prose that is not very much studied. Okay, Sylvia is very known by her poetry. Of course, he was a great poet, and also by the episode she committed suicide at the age of 30. But what is not very much studied is Sylvia's prose, that is also part of her literary project, okay, very much concentrated on gender and suffering, or this situation women went through when or go through when they have to decide about all the roles they have in society and pick up something and leave others, and this burden women have in life, have had in life. So and from this I decided to talk to you today about this short story called The 59th Bear. Okay, so I will not tell the whole story. It's a short story, as the name says. I'm not going to tell you the whole story, not to give you a spoiler. But what I would like to emphasize is, okay, the story is like this. A couple is camping. They went camping, and by the time the story happens, it's their last day on camping site. And the couple is Norton and Sadie, his wife. And as we read the story, we see that Sadie is very happy to be in that environment. She's very comfortable in that natural environment. Okay, she's amazed by the lake. She's very comfortable among animals. And Norton, her husband, is not happy at all. He has a headache. The whole story, he has this headache, and he complains about it. He asks Sadie to drive the car because he's not feeling well, and he complains all the time. He's upset because the water bag was stolen, and then he thinks that everybody's that is in there could be a thief. He's not very comfortable, and to spend the time, to pass the time, they have a bet. She likes betting, she likes games. Sadie likes that, and they bet a number of bears they would see. And she says that they would find and meet 59 bears. And he tells us that that is her number. I'll read that to you. And then he says, 59 was Seti's symbol of plenitude. And then he informs the reader that everything that she needs to bet or say or count, she says it's not hundreds, but 59. So he agrees with her. He doesn't want to have an argument. He says, okay. I would say more. I would say 70, but you say 59. Okay, let's bet. And that's a game that she enjoys so much. But then, as the story goes, he tells us that he thinks that he will outlive her. He tells us that he's her guardian. But by the end of the story, they have already counted 58 bears. And by the end of the story, they hear a sound outside the tent. And then they realize that's a bear messing around their canned food in the car. And then she says, go there and show him off. And then he goes there because he's very mad at this bear, and he goes there and something happens. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but then I will read the last sentence in the story. It was the last bear, her bear, the 59th. And that's so symbolic of what women feel, of what relationships are at that moment, of in that patriarchal society in the 50s, when women are forced to go back or from work to the domestic realm again, because men are coming back from the war, and then they assume they get their positions again. So women are forced back, like stepping back to a situation they were already free, and they had left for good by their what they got from their fights and battles, feminist battles. Anyways, what we have here is a very symbolic story. One thing that I would like to stress is that nature and the woods in literature, they are so symbolic of this space outside civilization where magic can happen. So think of that, a woman, a forest, the animals, and this husband, and her number of plenitude. So many hints for you to enjoy this lovely story. I hope you have fun. I hope you enjoy it. Bye bye.